Oh, good morning.
Critic man, how you do? Critic?
That's the kind of voice that would kill a cock. Yeah, imagine you come out and like. They say you come home like, you understand? You want and people going wrong asking. Some women don't know why they really. You understand?
Keep a fire burning, Red Joshua representing of a comes out your son. Right. Comes out your son. You burn this wine when I want you shine. The tree of life, them I want you climb, cause them heart no kind. Comes, I say them heart no kind. Buxton Massive. Kidaki. Red Hat. Keep a fire burning, Red and a Joshua representing of a comes out here. Big up Kidaki. Buxton Massive. Hey Babylon boy, you go on like you know, like come son. Red.
Never Joe, never Joe, never Joe. Oh, money never, money never, money never, money never, money never, money. I know what you're conniving, money. neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. You can keep your conniving money. When you've been a corrupt, in a bit tell me money. Now because your money done, you come with conniving money. When you had your pocket full, in a bit tell me money. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me money. Yes, money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. Now I don't want you conniving money. Neighbor, neighbor, joker, neighbor, neighbor, joker, neighbor, neighbor, joker. That's all the money that me walk. A 2 pound note and a give that piece. A 2 pound note and a give that piece. A 2 pound note and a give that piece. This is all the money that me walk. Money, neighbor, money, money, neighbor, money, money. I don't want you conniving money. Oh, Joseph.
Guyana and Guyanese, at home and abroad. Tune in to Guyanese Morning Time, hosted by Kadaki Amsterdam, where the sun always shines. Guyanese Morning Time, the people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people call it Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. We rise up early morning watching TV, where wisdom and knowledge, yes, it is the key. Exposing corruption over land and sea, where the wicked politician they try to trick me. Guyana is a land for everybody. With 6 years it should live in harmony. Is one set of people getting aisle money. Is one set of people doing the thievery. Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again. This is a program that you all can see, sharing your views and your integrity. Like it, comment and share it all around. Pass it to your neighbor, safe and sound. A sad situation going on in this town. The voice of the people is getting trampled down. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, which has ordained me to sing. I sing Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, fooling the people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. Stop fooling people. You're promoting evil. Stop lying to the people. You are a part of the cycle. I say Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese Morning Time. The people calling Guyanese Morning Time. Rhythm, Guyanese Morning Time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, they got Breakford, Bork and Mark Benchcop. David Hines and Kadaki Amsterdam. Sherrod Duncan, Nigel London. Normal Brown and Gavin Matthews. Big up Pastor, both people governor. Simona Brooms, Robin Simpson. Hampton Green and Winston Jordan. And yes, we can go right On, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again, Guyanese morning time. The people calling Guyanese morning time. Rhythm, Guyanese morning time. Intelligence and knowledge run the front line. We go again.
The relatives and friends of young Wyndham Bacchus, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of our in Boston, they deserve justice. The family, the relatives and friends of Peter Headley, they deserve justice.
And so when we say that Guyana is an apartheid state, we have the evidence to show.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in town, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, mwah. Listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambiance is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice little place, or you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You can rent a hall, honey. You can rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Dam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. But it's on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is, Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are, still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know what we things in Buxton don't play with we. So definitely, if you want to come and, you know, you may be having a wedding or whatever, and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're going to be drunk. We got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also, for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's it.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T and W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat Section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T and W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more.
Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At Easy Party Rentals, Sideline and Boxer North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. Easy Party Rentals. Big on tents. Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your orders filled today.
My Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, my Guyana, Eldorado, rest of all the world away. In my heart wherever I wander, memory enshrineth thee. All my hopes and aspirations, all my longings, only tie everlasting bonds around us as the fleeting years roll by. My Guyana, Eldorado, my Guyana, time's unfolding and for my destiny, to redeeming lasting splendor, for the years and lost for me, and the dawning of thy glory, for the long, long night is past. Oh, arise, triumphant, glorious, from the ashes of the past. Oh, arise, triumphant, glorious, from the ashes of the past. Guyana, oh, my lovely native land, more dear to me than all the world I see washed on this strand. Pour down upon the borders, looking out upon the deep, the great Atlantic flowed into a fury. For a sleep at morn, at noon, or measuring the crimson sunset's glow. I love thee, I love thee, I love thee. Oh, beautiful Guyana, oh, my lovely native land, more dear to me than all the world I see washed on this ground. Pour down upon the borders, pushing out upon the deep, the great Atlantic flowed into a fury, flowed into a fury. For a sleep, at morn, at noon, or measuring the crimson sunset's glow. I love thee, I love thee, I love thee. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy, and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. Together, my comrades, we will build a brand new Guyana, a country where all are equal opportunity. So let us begin now to show loyalty to Guyana by showing love and respect for all that it means. My brothers, my sisters, we will live and die together. On to one people, one nation, one destiny. For harmonious living, cooperation will be forever. In one famous crowd Guyanese. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. Well, it's time we said, all the regions in the interior, our natural resources are there in great quantity. And we will do farming and establish towns by the border. With global food so we could fill out Guyanese.
My greatest desire is to serve my country, Guyana, and sincerely help Guyana to move along. Our government asked us, and we study hard and we learn the things that will help Guyana to become strong. Guyana, I want to serve my country. Guyana, beautiful, happy and free. Guyana, let's cooperate with our government to help develop Guyana the free. To help develop Guyana the free.
I swear, a rich man give up me Christmas. Many broke pocket man them share far. Take me money come a Western Union. Give me big house and fancy cars. Me and war and the lawyers and doctors. Politician and all the money man. for me property. With a bank I can go wrong. All that the girl, things are be nice. This a Christmas we want peace and rice. And we did not see a turkey and the slice. And we bet it never look right. God, me just buy me rims and fit me new car. This a Christmas me and a money man a car. I be a lovely deal with money no war. And a blar me say a rich man me want for me Christmas. Tell the bucket man them shape hard. Send me money from a Western Union. Fi buy me big house and fancy cars. Me a war of the lawyers and doctors, politician and all the money man. Them fi invest them money for me property. With this a bank that you can go wrong. Me want a big mansion for me Christmas present. Who see and Jim, no equipment. That TMF table, bar and grill, and a little poodle name Phil. Security system expensive a lot. A living yard now be trimmed down me lawn. Me want a bus up on the front of me gate. Up on me phone call wait. A rich man me want for me Christmas. Then the pocket man them stay far. Send me money from a Western Union. Me buy me big house and fancy cars. Me a war of the lawyers and doctors, politician and all the money man. Then if we invest them money for me property, with this a pump that you can't go wrong. Me and your man money like a million casino. I love Lamborghini, Benz and Volvo. This a hear me a move like commando. If the money come, I just saw if it go. Man a look me, but me now watch them. I want thing me want, but the dollars we spend. Me want Versace and Donna Karan. A girl from when then. A rich man me want for me Christmas. Then the pocket man them stay far. Send me money from a
Children, children, yes, Daddy, where have you been to? Christmas in the ghetto. Oh, love, you know that. Silver bells, soon it will be Christmas in the ghetto. Ring a ding, tring-a-ling. Soon it will be Christmas time. Little children, get you rocking. Just hear the children sing. It's Christmas time in the ghetto. Little children, little one now. Come on, rockin' Christmas time. Let me hear you singing loud and clear. It's Christmas. Silver bells, silver bells. Soon it will be Christmas time. Silver bells, silver bells. Soon it will be Christmas in the ghetto. Let me hear you singing louder. Christmas is coming now. Everyone gonna dance and rock into this Christmas song. Let me rock it down. Let me stop it to the Christmas melody. Because it's Rasta Christmas time in the ghetto. Little children, you sing along. Sound sky children, Christmas in the ghetto, you know. Mother, don't forget your little while. Father, don't forget your little while.
That is the man called Jacob Miller for you. Previously, you listened to Spice is a rich man. Me want for me Christmas. But I want no band. I want no man. I straight and strong. You know, say on the song saying, don't give me no man. You want no man. Bye, man. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Thing. How are you doing? What was last night? What was the day before? What was yesterday? How you make out? How you wake up feeling this morning? I feel like I want some vacation. I'm making an indecent proposal this morning, but y'all gonna understand my proposal as I go ahead. There's several things for us to talk about this morning. Several things, a whole lot of things for us to talk about this morning. Sometimes I don't know where to start. But anyways, we're gonna talk this morning. Oh, y'all been? How was yesterday? What y'all achieve? What y'all achieve? You know, on the lane, don't hurt me this morning. It's not only ladies deserve good things or nice things. So while the song says the rich man me want for me Christmas, yes, fair enough, is a woman singing. Why you think she says so? But can you flip the script and think that there is a banner somewhere out there that is looking for a rich woman for Christmas? Or men don't want rich people by the side? Yeah? Tell me, men don't want rich people by the side? Only women want rich people by the side? Listen, I know. Hold on, wait. It's Free Dark Friday. It's like I'm talking with mine as a movie. I don't know myself. Yes, what were you able to achieve? How much have you achieved so far? It's the end of the week. What did you set out to achieve at the end of the week, by the end of the week? And how much have you achieved? Right? Sometimes things happen when you achieve things that you didn't think you set out to achieve on the scale that you achieved them. But as we say, things fall into place. I like to say luck, as some people say, is opportunity meeting preparation. And so if you prepare for certain achievements, then when the opportunity presents itself, or when opportunities present themselves, then you are able to capitalize on those opportunities. Grab them with both hands, as we like to say. You can make hay while the sun shines. How much have you achieved? How much did you plan to achieve? And where are you in terms of, if I say on that continuum of getting towards that goal that you set? It's the 21st of November in the year 2025. And you tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. Today being the 21st means you got about 40 days. Yeah, don't cost me for count 1 or 2 short, but I just think you got about 40 days to the end of the year. You know, they didn't say to Christmas, right? Because Christmas can be the beginning and ending of everything. You still got to make it to the end of the year to start a new year. So you got about 40 days, and some people might say 40 days and 40 nights. What do you plan to achieve in that period? A little over a month. Let's say about 6 weeks. Less than 6 weeks. So approximately 6 weeks. What do you plan to achieve? How do you see yourself closing off the year, let me say, achieving that goal that you set through your New Year's resolution? How do you? Y'all talk to me. So true to say like the viper gone into hiding. I ain't sure who the viper is. All right, good. So here's my proposal to you this morning. And I'm very serious. Let me start by thanking those people who've been contributing to the Cash App. Not a lot of people, and to this day, not a whole lot of people, but I'm grateful for your contributions. Continue to contribute. Continue to encourage others to contribute. Some people might say they know what's the Cash App and Zelle information. Well, it's on the screen now. So you ain't got no excuse, right? Contribute.
But here is a direct proposal. Well, I'll sponsor a weekend of fun for me now. I want a weekend of fun. I want a weekend of fun and frolic. Freedom. It means I don't want to study where the money coming from to do it. It means I don't want to measure how much I spend. If I see it and I want it, I must be able to buy it. I want that freedom this weekend. Which of you, how many of you on this program this morning are willing to give me that for this weekend? You can indicate in the comment if you want. You can send the money to Cash App on the Zelle if you want. You can call and ask me for money transfer information via Western Union and La Park and who else they got, MoneyGram and so on, if you want. But what I don't want you to come here and do is don't criticize me, don't cuss me, don't tell me I'm begging. I ain't begging, I'm requesting. I am stating what my desires are. And if it is within your heart to make my desire reality, then go right ahead. I welcome it and I will make good use of it. It's as simple as that. Good. Maybe that's how I need to stress relief. Good. Annette says she's willing to donate to the MMG. Well then, Annette, the MMG number is the same as the phone number on the screen, 6225933. Okay? 6225933 is the number to use for the MMG. Good. All of you, or most of you, should know that number by now because you call it constantly. At least those who like to make use of Free Talk Fridays and so on and so forth, and when the lines are open in the morning. So you know that number. Good. So we have our first willing subject, willing viewer. Good. So I'm looking forward to the others. Then is when, well, that really wouldn't determine my value, but then is when it's going to say to me how much people appreciate my efforts and what I do and so on. Good. That's my desire. That's my desire. I've stated it. Now, some people might be saying, but this man is brave. This man is bold. You don't come and tell people you want a frolic-filled weekend and they must pay for it. Yes. It's not unreasonable. Because if you find that unreasonable, then in the same breath, you must say it is unreasonable to ask this very man to do the things that you ask him to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Sometimes by your mere actions or your utterances, and expect that they will be done. Right? Because they say, to whom much is given, much is expected. And likewise, from whom much is expected, much must be given, or much should be given. Yesterday, I got a call from John Thompson. I don't know how many of you were on that call. He was doing a live. I'll tell you quite frankly, I haven't spoken to Thompson for years, at least from my recollection. I don't even follow the guy. I don't even listen to him. And y'all want to know why? Because I determined a long time ago that his way of reasoning things or seeing things in this dear land of ours and how things should be done in this dear land of ours are poles apart from how I see them. Right? And so I don't listen to Thompson. There are other people I don't listen to. Y'all want to know? I don't listen to London. When I was in the US, that might be 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't even know, I can't tell. The passport is somewhere. I collected the other day from the court. If I check it, I might be able to tell you that. And London said that he was forming his own party, I think. I commented and I say, it's foolishness. supposed to be launching another party when we should be uniting. And, you know, it is usual, Landon went out and expressed himself about me, etc. I responded and I said, well, that's it. I made some pledges. I don't remember if I ever hosted, maybe I hosted him on my platform once or twice. But I said there and then that I will never host London on my platform. As a matter of fact, I said I will never host anybody who is not for coalition on my platform. So it's not London alone. So a lot of people I don't listen to. A lot of people I don't follow. If I hear what they're saying, it's because somebody sent it to me because they think I need to hear it and all of that. But I don't go to my way to listen to some people and so on and so forth. So John Thompson is one of those persons. But here it is yesterday, I'm doing my work. I got a call. I didn't even recognize it. So I answer, like I answer every call. And it was John Thompson. See, live. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you I recognize it's John Thompson until the conversation was almost finished. What does that say to you? At least it says in my mind, when I analyze it, to say, you know, regardless of who calls you, you usually answer this phone. And in most cases, you don't even concern is who. If they ask you something, you answer. If it gets too personal, then it's likely you're going to find out is who I know. No. Right? But on average, anybody calls me, I pick up the phone and I answer without even checking. In most cases, the phone is not even close to me or in my hand so I can see number and all of that. So long and short, I answered John Thompson. John's position was he was calling to get an update on the incident in front of the church. And he wanted to know if I was going to take legal action. My position is simple. Or I said to him then, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. So you mean you're going to take these people to court? No. I said, I ain't taking nobody to court. I ain't going to the police. If the police wants to prosecute, let the police prosecute. They want to call me as a witness or whatever to give testimony, I can do that. But I live in where I dare to go and make no report to no police. I ain't suing nobody because that is what John Thompson is saying. Man, you got a open shut case, sue them. Sue the pastor, sue the church, get enough money. Share out some of the money with your people if you don't want the money or if you don't want all the money. But you get paid, go after it. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Do you agree that I'm a part of the problem, people? Because I'm not willing to engage in a legal tussle, legal battle, or whatever legal fight over this issue. Am I part of the problem? I'd like you to be honest and tell me that. Does that make me a part of the problem? From where I sit, I am sure I've been a part of the solution, because the problem as I saw it then was a group of people, not foreigners, not locals, not nationals, not Portuguese, not Chinese, not Venezuelan, not Spanish speaking, not English speaking, a group of people commandeering a public pulpit and preventing others from using it. That was the problem. I stood up against that. I demanded that I will park there because it is public space. We see all the result. All the result we see. Yes, it was traumatizing. Yes, it was emotional. Yes, it was frightening for a lot of people who looked at it. It was perhaps dangerous to me because I was directly involved in it and a cutlass was pulled and all of that. But at the end of the day, persons are now free to park in that space. And not only are persons free to park in that space, but persons are taking the right
The liberty, they're standing up for the right, and they're parking in other places around the city. And they're saying to anybody who tries to stop them, you can't stop me. I know my right. This is public property. And so my actions contributed to the solution of the problem because it caused city council to come out and raise questions, make pronouncements on this private parking and reserve parking nonsense. I saw somebody else asking about the space in front of Monishwar. Since when it became private property, so Monishwar could say customer parking or employee parking only. Right? So I say all of this to say to you that everybody will have their opinion. Everybody will choose how they want to deal with issues. Everybody or a lot of people might see a dollar sign when it comes to those issues. Everybody would want to transfer the problem. But in most instances, I try not to do that. In our discourses, it came down to I don't understand how you want to lead people and you want to carry this thing to the end, and you have got foreigners coming in the country and disrespecting you. My interpretation. And that is what I want to address this morning. Should the citizens of Guyana, or do the citizens of Guyana have a fight with foreign nationals? Should we have a fight with foreign nationals? Forget all about the justification. Now we should fight them people because when Guyana has been bad, we used to go to Trinidad when Trinidad was pumping real oil. We used to go to Trinidad and work. And we used to go to Venezuela when Venezuela was pumping real oil. And all of us are always going to Canada and the US and the UK and so on. And so Guyanese perhaps are migrant people themselves. And so we shouldn't fight people who are coming to our country, foreign nationals. That's one reason why we shouldn't fight them. But for me, the citizens of this country should not be fighting foreign nationals for what foreign nationals are doing in this country. Because first and foremost, it is your government. It is our government that has the authority to determine who comes and who doesn't get to come, and how they behave, or they are allowed to or not allowed to behave. The Haitians don't come to this country. We don't see them around. Nigerians, for the lesser part, we don't see them around. They don't do as much as the Venezuelans do, and as other ethnicity and other nationalities do. They're not here in their numbers because the government exerts control over that. The government exerts control over that. And so if we have a proliferation of Venezuelans or Spanish, as they all like to say, and other nationalities doing as they want to do in this country, it's not our place as citizens to fight them. It is our place as citizens to fight the government which allows it to happen. Because it is the government that grants them access, permit, freedom to come into this society, to come into this country. It is the government which has the authority to monitor them for their behavior a legal standing, it is the government that has that authority. It is the government that has the authority to keep them in line by ensuring that they follow the laws of the land. And if the government does that, if your government does that, then you don't have to have a confrontation with any foreign national, regardless of what language they're speaking, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their ethnicity. So as I see it, what John, among others, would like me to do, and what they're guilty of doing, is basically giving the government a free pass and fighting foreign nationals. Well, I ain't involved in that. I ain't got a problem with the Venezuelan. I ain't got a problem with the Chinese. I ain't got a problem with whoever. As long as they go about their merry business and I go about my merry business and they don't mash my corn, I good. We ain't got no problem. I got a problem with the government of Guyana. I got a problem with the government of Guyana because they allow foreign nationals to come here and do a whole bundle of things which even the locals can't. The locals wouldn't even dare to think of doing. Look at your government breaking down stalls left, right, and center across this country from the roadside. Stalls owned by the nationals of this country, the citizens of this country. But on the other hand, there's a proliferation of foreign businesses, itinerant businesses around the city and elsewhere. And the government of your government is exerting no control over that. Look at your communities. Commercial structures are authorized by the Central Housing and Planning Authority. No longer is the Neighborhood Democratic Council responsible for issuing permits to the construction and operation of commercial properties. Central government is taking over that role. Look in your communities and you will see the Chinese, for example, build their buildings from boundary line to boundary line. From boundary line to boundary line. And nobody stops them. You remember me talking, as I might say, till spit turned to blood about what is happening, what was happening when they were constructing that Chinese supermarket at the Buxton public road there. I mentioned in passing the church, Grace Assembly, I think they call them, on Friendship being up in arms against the construction or the manner in which the Chinese supermarket or whatever it is being constructed on the Friendship line top. Your government is responsible for ensuring that those constructions are within the confines of the law. Understand that. And so when the church and the congregation or the congregants of the church have to engage in discourses and battles with the owners or the proprietors of that Chinese business, the government has set them up. When residents of this community have fight with the Chinese on the public road and wherever Chinese supermarkets, for example, are being built, boundary line to boundary line, when they got to get into heated arguments and so on, It is the government that is setting them up. Because they see the Chinese as the problem. They don't see the government as the problem. Well, I am seeing the government as the problem. And people have to see the government as the problem, and then they're going to fix the problem because they're going to fix the government. So our fight should not be fight with no foreign nationals. Foreign nationals didn't come here and say, we're going to take out. Or they might come with the idea that we're going to say bauxite mining and we're going to be extracting other minerals and export them to China. But even if they came with that idea, it is your government that permits it because your government is lax in enforcing the laws and enforcing oversight on those companies that come and do that. So your government is complicit in you being robbed of your natural resources earnings, which should be able to give you a better quality of life and living. But the Chinese is the enemy as far as we're concerned. The Brazilians are the enemies as far as we're concerned. The Venezuelans are the enemies as far as we're concerned. And we're seeing the government and the ministers of government and the agencies of government and the representatives of government as the problem. Let me say this to you. Hypothetically, you could kill out all the Brazilians, Venezuelans, Trinidadians, Caribbean nationals, all the foreigners in this country, you will still have a problem. That is the PPP government. Or any government, as a matter of fact, which is not keen on upholding the laws of this country and holding everybody accountable, including themselves. And you're going to shift the blame because you don't want to confront that problem. You would see Kidaki Amsterdam as the problem or as a part of the problem, because if Kidaki Amsterdam doesn't want to build this stat, if Kidaki Amsterdam doesn't want to take on the responsibility that you should take on, among others, every citizen should take on, then Kidaki Amsterdam is a part of the problem. Blame shifting. I usually say if somebody gonna do it or everybody gonna do it, nobody does it. Because everybody is looking to somebody else to do it. When we as a nation, as the citizens of this nation, recognize the importance of us all putting our shoulders to the wheel, you think if of all them Guyanese who were standing on Charlotte Street the day when I had that confrontation, let me call it that, with the people at the church, you think if within the first 2 minutes, all of them had raised their voices in agreement with me, you think it could have prolonged? You think it would even reach the stage of that man pulling a cutlass, so much so to threaten my life? Do you think so? I doubt it. It was prolonged because that man and his followers, his sycophants, they felt that they had safety in numbers all the way against this one. Don't worry them bystanders, they're keeping their mouth to themselves. They're putting their mouth in other people's business. But once a business is started, it's their business because enough of them going to park there the next day. We have to stop leaving the battles of this country, the battles that are necessary to fix this country, for 1 and 2 people to fight. Because in short, all we want to do is make them martyrs. I say yesterday, and I'm saying it again, I wasn't afraid that any harm was going to come to me because where I was standing, I don't see where he could have chopped me. I was on the alert. And at no point did I feel threatened. I'm being very honest. Right? But the long and short is, if it had gone the other way, the most I think I would have heard from my deathbed is the man was a good man. The man used to talk up for we by. I might get long, what we say, loud singing and slow marching. Who knows? They might even drape the casket, the coffin, or the cloth that they wrap up in a national flag. The man was a national hero, by we had the man like we did Blackie, right? But what happened? What would have happened the morning after? What would have happened the morning after? What has happened to the Commie Wings after Courtney was murdered? What happened to the Waddles after Ronald was murdered? All in the name of fighting to fix this broken country of ours. Standing up, quote unquote, as Lone Rangers, because this is what Guyanese people apparently want to see. Every year when we got to confront government and the wickedness, is one and two persons. Walter Rodney lost his life doing it. Father Dark. There is safety in numbers. And the more people that confronts the wickedness of any government, the faster you get results. Look around you, man. Look around the world. Y'all on social media, the world is a global village now. So don't see what's happening in the outside countries or foreign countries, as you call them, as an isolated event from you, the Canadian ambassador, high commissioner, say, hey, Guyanese, you all demand. You all stand up to have your electoral system fixed. Not that we need permission from foreigners, but here is a foreign country, the representative of a foreign country, who all we like to look to, and who all we always running away to for safety, saying to y'all, get up off your laurels and do something about the shithole that your country has become. And what? I guess y'all didn't hear though. Nobody in here though. It's in the media now. It's in the media now. Commissioners Alexander and Trotman, I think, said that Claudette Singh, chairman of the commission, has decommissioned the commission without even having the authority to do that. I have not heard the citizens of this country raising a voice in support of those commissioners, in support of legality. I have not heard, as a matter of fact, for so long since the election and Claudette wasn't convening meetings at the commission and so on, I have not heard the citizens come out in large numbers to say, hey, let the meetings be convened. I have not heard all the legal minds in this country say, hey, let us go to court on this issue. So it has reached the stage where, according to them, should decommission the commission. But I've not heard anybody say we are going to go to court on it. Everybody is sitting back and waiting for somebody, some singular person, to do something about it. To do something about fixing an electoral system which, when functioning properly, will benefit each and every one of us, because hopefully we can get good governance. Somebody's asking what's the point. Well, if you can get the point, well, I hope it's not me addressing the question to anyhow. We cannot continue to exist. We cannot continue to live. We cannot continue to operate the way we do and expect changes that will empower the citizens of this country. We can't. We can't operate in what I am going to call loosely a cosmetic way. If you got a sore on your face and you grab the foundation, etc., and you dab it on it, and you go before the camera, you're going to look good. But the fact of the matter, you got the damn sore in your face when you wipe out the foundation. And I think when I look around, that is perhaps there's the analogy I can come up with in terms of how even our national leaders are behaving. They are happy putting on a foundation powder, smoothing up the face, and going before the camera to say we outside. But that is not what this nation requires now. This nation requires people to be in the freaking mud. At this juncture, with the EU report and everything, and all that's happening, I promise Cash Grant that people still studying when they're going to get it. People catching their tail to survive. An allegation that the sitting minister of government is part of the terrorism which was exacted on this country in the city of Georgetown. That require putting on a foundation. That require no prettiness to go in front of the camera. It requires fighting in the mud, tooth and nail, as we used to play king for the land. But you see any of your politicians, you see any of your representatives, do you see yourself doing it? What if Kidaki doesn't do it? Kidaki is a part of the problem. All of us are a part of the problem. If that is the logic. And I could be bossy. I do my part. I continue to do my part. And I'm willing to do more. But other people got to show that they're willing to do too. What are you willing to do instead of lecturing me to change the status quo? What are you willing to do? This is what it comes down to. Jordan likes to say a belt a brick back. You know what? All some people will do is sit in the comfort of wherever they are, far away from the direct threats of what exists in this country, and judge others. The likes of Thompson, Burke, our good friend in the UK and so on, up until now, I've not come to the point perhaps of recognizing that they've contributed to the morass we are in currently. Because when they should have been marshalling the forces to come together, they were right there, chanting and encouraging division And now we're reaping the fruits of the vision. And they still believe that is other people's responsibility, but not theirs. The lines are open. 622-5933 is the number to call. We need a Gideon boots. We need enough Gideon boots. And I hope we can get some before the end of the year, the beginning of the year. Whenever y'all choose to put the Gideon boots in the ground, be Gideon about it. Or Gideonite about it. I dare. I always ready.
Suit, we stand out in a Babylon and represent the truth. Me nah go say a road and see bad things and keep me mouth from mute. I got a strong reggae beat with a mic in a me hand. Feel lead out the youth about a destruction and tell the people they should know right from wrong. We got the strength, we got the power to help each other up the ladder. Don't be selfish to help your brothers today. We can make it if we try. Just remember to hold your head high. It doesn't make sense when we fuss and fight. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. We stand out in a Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah go sit aside and watch Babylon and keep me mouth from mute. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in a me hand.
Amsterdam. Happy Friday. I thank you so much for being such a patriotic Guyanese. You care very, very much about your people. What you were saying earlier, it's 100% correct. Sometimes when I listen and read the things that is occurring in Guyana, it saddens me. It really saddens me. It seems to me like Guyana is becoming like Russia or other countries like China. And they're basically saying that they have so much natural resources and so much money is coming into Guyana. And people have so many people in Guyana that is living, in squalor and can't afford 3 meals a day for themselves or their children. I just forget about GCOM. GCOM is the PPP. GCOM is the PPP. And in order for there to be changes in Guyana, these people forget is the people put them there. The people. They are the leaders, but the leaders alone cannot do it. The people have to come to that realization that, especially our people, that we have to go there and protest in a quiet way and demand what is ours. They promised cash grant during the campaign time, and now it seems to me like they forgot about it. I don't know, but I pray that they will be betterment in Guyana someday.
Call on, good morning.
Good morning, Kentucky and everybody listening. Now with people talking something over the incident on the road there with you. And you were there tells that Guyanese go abroad. But when Guyanese go abroad, we have to live to the rules of whichever country we're in. Take the ABC countries. If you go and you flout their laws, they throw you into jail.
Call them mute and hold the line.
Available flight with the exception of Rajakan. You're being sent back to Guyana and you are being debarred from entering that country because they deem you as an unfit person to be in their country. But anything could happen in Guyana. Now a lot of people talking what you should do and what you shouldn't do and what you should do. You're right to tell them. You did what you on the spur of the moment, you thought best. And lots of people are talking, when you see tell them protest, if I was in the country, I would have come out the old bandwagon of them living outside. And they're telling you because when they send you, they're like Don Quixote and the faithful servant Sancho Panza. Don Quixote used to see a lot of imaginary things because he was a general suffering from shell shock during the wartime. And as soon as he see a crowd see anything, bam, these are warriors, attack them. Poor Sancho going into the thing. We cannot always be Sanchos. We can't always be Sanchos going and get beat up and all kind of thing. Let some of them come out. I could remember I had some persons who lives abroad. They don't have Guyana passport because they live in so long, they got the people country passport. And those people would come out each and every protest they actually come. One of them gone back to England last night. You know, he said to me, he said, Randy, it was strange to me this holiday because I was so accustomed to know every Tuesday I would be out there protesting that this holiday, I am feeling my holiday. How the man was accustomed to coming out and protest, and he lives in England here. Anyway, now one other issue. The schools have said that today, there's only one day they're doing PE, and the children got to wear their PE clothes. Now some children, well, my granddaughter had to go to dress in PE clothes anyway. Now the same schools who instituted PE Day and said that the children must wear the clothes. Some of them telling the children they must come to school with the ordinary uniform and then they must change off into the PE clothes. Listen to this, Kadaki, and wise thinking people. We have our children. We know we don't. When you teach a child to go to school one day with extra clothes in the bag, so because they got to change off, are we now giving our children the right that if they decide to walk you and walk with clothes in the bag, because tell her, look, mommy, today is PE, and it may not be PE day, because you ain't got thing of the timetable, you busy, you got work for money, so you might know. So what really the educational system is throwing down on the children of Guyanese? Now they suddenly another copying everything. They must listen to Nat King Cole Christmas song, Toy Drive. Well, all the schools, at least the primary school, got Toy Drive. This morning I nearly fight. I had a literal fight with my granddaughter because she was looking for something to carry to put in the toy drive box. I had to tell her, wait, I said, when I run by the train, I'll get $200 thing and I won't give it till you put in the toy drive box. Now, why is the educational system adding more expenses to the parents? I'm a single parent. I work at jobs because I had to upkeep my children. And I would see many people out there who wouldn't want to do certain jobs. I guess I know a particular person used to punish man, beating she, cussing she. Eventually, this 40,000 work came. She went and she got a job. Some days when I see the individual going, she could hardly go. She might running at me. Do her blood pressure is sky high. I gonna give she a piece of cucumber. I said, girl, try. She said, Nibs, me God for go. Me got them children for mine. With all, she got other problems with her, you know. And she makes it her duty. Some days you see she walking, going there. Sometimes by the time she meets to start doing the work, she gone to the hospital. And she's walking. She got the other little fling, she gone. Those are people who got children and make up the mind that they're going to do bloody hell. And if other people would sit down and say they can't do, you let Barnabas come tomorrow. All who can't buy ties to the children, they run gone to Barnabas. So we cannot be fetching all these people. We cannot be fetching everybody. The little bit will be spreading it far and right. How much farther must be spread our things? My granddaughter, I can't talk about she. I can't talk about her. Last. The Adriana case when the police told the parents of the 11-year-old girl, this girl gone with a man, here 11 years old. Now, I am not attacking them, but we all know, I know, in the Indian thing, ethnicity, they would tell, as soon as a girl meet 10 years, 10, 11 years, they tell themselves they don't want these girls to bring shame on them. By the time these girls are to get their first period, the menstrual cycle, they don't see some big man and marry these little girls off. So when this police looked at the little girl, because she was African, he saw it in his mind's eye that little girls like these in my race are being married off. So let me put this girl as though she gone with a man. And we had a case where a 13-year-old girl was being into a big man in his 30s used to have that girl. Then we look at a rape story with the Amerindian girl, a big Indian man with a little girl. So when that police decided to pair this little girl with a big man, gone with the man, in his eyes, he did not see it as wrong because in his culture, that is what his culture is accustomed to. Poor thing. So there are things that I thought I could bring out today. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. Caller, you can unmute and speak.
Without the youth them out of destruction and let the people know right from wrong. All who believe in love will get a blessing from above. And all who believe in love, all who believe in love will get a blessing from above. All who believe in love, calling on the leaders of the world today. Yeah. Give a light to the poorer class, I said, yeah. Got to let the people know the right from the wrong. They are dependent on you. Hello?
Can you hear me? Yes, good morning to you and all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana. Happy Friday. Yes, the road is rough, but remember the word of God. There will be calm. There will be storm, but calm come. Will come. I want to remind my black brothers and sisters about this word demand. I always talk about it for years, demand. And when I read what that man said, that white man said from Canada, he said he used the word Guyanese. But me will not use the word Guyanese. I will use the word black men and women. He said Guyanese must demand. Let me break it down low that you guys could understand. Free election, fair election, a new voter list, put things in place that if the people love you, they will vote for you freely and honestly. The white man said, he used my word, demand. But because Flash Garden is a first grade education, I don't believe those words are powerful words, demand. Mr. Amsterdam get victory that day because he used my word, he demonstrated my word, demand. He get victory because when he mentioned that you guys bear your shame, I said, no, don't use that word to my black brother and sister. But bear shame, that means you're dead, you're not going to fight. And he represents Flash Garden word, don't bear safe, fight and win the battle. Because of what I see, what I heard from the main Georgetown, he said, he talked like if more words than a 16-year-old boy with no power, no meaning. And because of that, Mayor, loud and clear, your job is in jeopardy. Why Flash Garden? Because Flash Garden will return back to his country to run for the mayor. Because first thing first, I will make sure the citizens them be well respected. They will know the law. What I will do, make sure I find time to visit all them fire station and make sure the workers them proper equipped to perform their duty. When there is time for performing duty, I will make sure they get good horse. The vehicle them is well equipped. That is first thing first, as a mayor, because we have to protect the citizens them. We have to protect the building them. I will move on and visit all them business place, the wharf them in Georgetown, and make sure the company have a safe environment for the workers them. And I will introduce a bill that every wharf must carry a machine, a fire truck, and the government have to provide workers for them. The wharf must be upstanding for the workers them, I would give out license to all street vendors. I would provide that for them. I would also investigate big market and market. Because one coolie person, there was 6 and 6 and 20 stand. I will remove that nonsense. One stand belongs to you, and remove black people off of the street and put them inside there, those who want to go. That is the reason why I'm coming home for one for mayor. That is only quarter of the page. I will make sure when it's our holiday, the Chinese not to open no grocery store. Restaurant is okay because holiday people will go out and eat with them kids and no food. But none of that nonsense. I will make sure I put money into the zoo, into the garden, that family could take them children there and they could learn about flowers and have a beautiful day or afternoon. The mayor is not doing enough for the city. There is no way the mayor should wait until Amsterdam in that problem for come and say ABC. Only ABC. Your job is in jeopardy, the mayor. Flash Garden going to give the rest Monday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your call. You know, sometimes some things are said, and I don't blame the callers for saying them, but sometimes I blame sometimes a lack of understanding of what's happening. Because the reality is, yeah, the mayor can do a lot more. The mayor and town council can do a lot more. But sometimes we have to consider too what central government is doing to the mayor and town council. Right? And again, if citizens were to take their stand, then central government would have stopped doing this to the mayor and town council. Because citizens would recognize that when the government treats the mayor and town council the way they treat the mayor and town council, city council, whatever you want to call it, it is the citizens who suffer. It is the citizens who suffer when central government refuses to pay its taxes to the mayor and city council. Because it means the mayor and city council doesn't have access to that money, that source of income, to invest in the provision of services for the city dwellers. What we do? Because the mayor and city council, see, and I understand where people were talking about this morning, doing favor saying that situation that I was in is because of the mayor and city council. I don't agree. I do not agree. I do not agree for many, many reasons. First and foremost, the mayor and city council don't make laws. At least from where I sit, I don't think they make laws. Central government, the attorney general, if the mayor and town council wants to interfere with the bylaws of the city, they gotta go through central government. That is why the PPP was able to steal a lotto project from Hamilton Green. The same lotto company that is in Guyana, Canadian banknote, is an idea that Hamilton Green had when he had GGG running the city council to augment or supplement the income of the council. The PPP said, no, we can't permit gambling, etc., 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 etc. And they refused to give City Hall the permission. But a couple of mornings after what they did, they took the project over. They licensed Canadian banknote. The monies that come from the lotto company are monies that should be used for the development of quote-unquote social projects, play fields, etc. I understand that money finds itself under the direct control of the president, whoever the president is. When last you heard what is in the lotto fund and how the lotto fund is being used? So it's in a I know if it's catch-22 they call it, but it's in a the city council is in a trap. Let me just say that. Damn you do, damn you don't. But you can't do it without resources, I can tell you that. I remember some time ago the city council had bicycle patrols. Y'all remember that? the city council bicycle patrols, they would have been able to recognize when business owners, etc., are encumbering the pavements, and they would have had the authority to remove the encumbrances or instruct the business owners to remove the encumbrances. But with the scarcity of resources, City Hall doesn't have a bicycle squad, as I want to call them, a bicycle patrol anymore, to police people when they want to litter. To police people when they're encumbering the parapets. So yeah, I don't think Mentor is doing the best that he can do. I don't believe the councillors there are doing the best that they can do. But I also don't believe they're doing the worst. And I don't believe that they have the resources that are required to do better or much better. I like the Jackie jacket. I like be fair. Somebody's saying they got 2 legs that God gave them. And this person certainly doesn't understand what I'm talking about. The bicycle patrol was a whole well, not a department, well, an arm of City Hall. And if they don't have the resources, they don't have the resources to pay the regular staff. How they paying a bicycle patrol? How they doing that? So it's not a case of whether or not they could walk. It's a case of whether or not they have resources to hire the necessary personnel to execute the jobs that need to be executed. That's the point. In case you didn't understand it, I hope I've clarified it for you. Carry on.
Good morning, Karaki, and good morning to our listeners. I want to add my little piece on the parking situation there recently with you and church people there. You know, when I was looking at the whole story, I saw the government in here. That's what I saw right there, the government in here. Because the action of the police and the reaction of the police, it reflects the government, right? Because for all that time there, at least to my assessment, I could be wrong, is about 20 minutes that confrontation was going on, right? And it was loud. And the police have smart city camera or safe city camera and all these things. They know to see that the little girl went in some car, Adriana Young went in some car with some man, and they catch the car, but not the girl, you know, and they know to see all these things. But they couldn't see that confrontation there going on so that the police could have come. And then you went, as you said, and you told the police what was going on. And he was saying, you know, it reflected the government again, because this policeman, even though he had wanted, let me say in his mind, he wanted to come and see what he could do about the situation. He can't left his post because he afraid. He afraid if he step out from his post, what going to happen to he? He might lose his work and this and that and that. But I think what I want to say is that the government, they were just, this is my assumption, they were just looking at the situation and hoping that you get yourself, that you commit yourself. Then you would have seen police coming there, you know, because they have something against you, because the government don't like people who speak out against them. So they were looking on to see if you're going to get yourself committed, commit some kind of offense or even use a misdemeanor or whatever. So they were waiting, right? And they were like, hey, stand down and look, just pay attention, see what's going to happen here. You know, you could have lost your life, right? And another thing I want to say, if that church have that kind of pastor in there, I mean, I don't believe that pastor is a lone influence. He must have influence on people in the church, right? And if that pastor could have that temperament to bring a cutlass, or whoever bring the cutlass, and hide it under a box just out there, because they come now to war, you understand? And instead of coming to see how they could solve this thing by peaceful means, they come prepared for war. You understand? And although you didn't escalate, they went and draw the cutlass and come out. So, I think if that coming out from that church, what else might not be coming out from there? Maybe other things might be happening other than maybe the church is just a front. You know what I mean? So I leave the one right there. And then when I'm talking about the church, I'm talking about the whole church in general in Guyana, the body of Christ in Guyana. Isaiah 43 talk about them from verse 21 going down, the unfaithful Israel. Those people who wasn't living up to the expectation of God, who turned their back on Him and start doing other things. They start to idolize politicians and they start to idolize party in front of the work of God, which is supposed to be truth and right and stand up for injustice. You hear any church come out and say anything? They're quiet. They're quiet. Nobody ain't talking, nobody ain't saying nothing. But after you've been getting involved, I sure you would have heard they coming out and say something. Another thing, one last thing. They know when they go into Tiger Bay to give we photo hub. So they go into Tiger Bay. But when they go into Dubai, we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know when they're going to Dubai. You don't hear nothing. They got me a secret, right? And the president is alleged that he is controlling the Lato business, So when they're going to Dubai, you never know what's going on over there either, So they say that we're talking too much, but if nobody else ain't want to do nothing for now, we're going to talk because who want to join you on the ground? People waiting until they can't get mashed and then they're going to come out and then you want people simple. We need to step up. We need to go out there. I mean, I'm 100% in it, man, all the time, right? Anyway, that's my little piece. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for your call. I noticed we have a couple of voice notes. Let me get to them.
A blessed morning, my brother Kadaki. May the peace of God be with you this morning, man. Over the past couple of days, I've been listening and seeing so much of foolishness. I'm at a point of asking myself if Guyanese have any intelligent people. Because the masses, especially those who have academic certificates of intelligence, are behaving worse than idiots. I had an uncle who used to say educated jackass. I am seeing the majority of those with certificates falling under that same category. It is seen, it is known, and every sensible Guyanese, especially those who say they are in politics, should know that PPP did not win the election. The propagated results that they're talking about was electronically created. It is time for Guyanese to take the streets and demand the results according to the SOPs. All those white mouth, especially those racist coolie who have been calling for SOPs. I'm not hearing anybody talking about SOPs. Let Claudette present the SOPs and declare the election. According to my on-the-ground investigation, it was a close call between APNU and Blue. And it's not because I love APNU, but according to what I have found, APNU would have beaten Blue by a very slight margin. PPP is not in this electoral results. And that is why the white man is saying what they are saying. How confounded foolish those who call themselves intelligent are presently. And they want to puff their chest as fancy boys and girls and say that they are black leaders. Black leaders have to take the front. Where are they? And I am already beginning to feel sad for those black fools who are supporting the blue. Because all he's concerned with is saving his own ass. He don't have time with them. All his concern is to save himself. He has nothing for the black man. Which one of them, the blue or the red, has shown the world a program of promise in the form of what we call manifesto that presents principles and policies for the well-being of the nation? You know, I don't know what is wrong with African people in Guyana, the majority of them. You have rejected $100,000 for your elders. You have rejected $35,000 increase of wages and salary for public servants. You have rejected over $50,000 as stipend for those who are attending tertiary education. All to be with the red and the blue who have nothing to give you. Sometimes I tell myself that the black man in particular in this country are spiritually blind and spiritually covered by the evil of the PPP. This morning you said something that I've been saying all along, you know, concerning what is going on in this country. But anyhow, I don't want to be much longer because there are many people who would like to hear their views. But you continue doing your work, brother. You continue doing your work. I am of the opinion that sooner rather than later, God is going to present us with a Moses to save this nation because the evil and destruction is too vast. May God have mercy on you and those sensible, wise, hopeful Guyanese. Goodbye.
Morning, brother Kidaki, morning, viewers, morning, Guyanese, black people, black people, black people. When we go read along the line, when we gonna wake up, when we gonna come to realization that these people, this installed PPP government are exposing us, are embarrassing us to the highest extent in this country. Come on, bro. Wait, there's all black people know for do digging drains. Digging drains. You see these black communities that these ghettos, as we call it, that this installed presidents and his acolytes going into and showing pictures. Come on, bro. When they go to them areas, y'all tell me if y'all see any photograph of these people. Black people, we must sit down and analyze what these people doing to we, you know. These people are embarrassing we, these people are exposing us to the highest extent in this country, and we sit down and checking this thing, bro. When we gonna wake up? When black people gonna wake up in this country? Come on, bro. We got people waking up for us all over this world. Why we can't wake up for ourselves? These people go into the Indians area and pump billions and millions of dollars and give to the supporters. And when they go to our area, they're exposing us, they're giving us drain to dig. They're giving us all kind of dirty work. The people said it. The people said it. The people said that the work what black people have to do. Wash cars and dig drains. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I feel so sad. I feel so sad and embarrassed that we are allowing this installed government back once again, 5 more years on us. And what will the people start do to us? It's shame. It's very, very shameful. It's shameful. I say nobody don't have no respect for black people in the diaspora. Nobody don't have respect for us. We're our dignity. Yeah? We're our pride. We're our pride. Oh, that way can't eat it out. Come on, bro. When we gonna wake up, man? When we gonna wake up? The PPP government have nothing to give to black people. Watch all them depressed African communities. These people gonna slaughter our loved ones, and they're going back in there and papi showing themselves and show that they care for y'all. They may care for y'all if they have y'all communities so depressed. You understand me? They see people like y'all running towards them. Come on, black people. Come on, when we gonna wake up? When we gonna wake up and smell the coffee? When we gonna wake up, black people? They going in the alley ghettos, they want embarrass us in our ghettos. They cause the ghettos. They never allow nobody them never go in our ghettos and clean up nobody and bring them out to the ghettos. Look at them depressed areas that these people gonna expose to the world. That used to happen in South Africa. The white man used to go in, the white man they used to go in African communities in Africa, go in the community and expose all the bad thing that happen. Watch all their movies, look at their movies that them white man expose black people. Hmm? Come on, bro. When we gonna wake up, bro? The same thing this install government doing to we. That's why Americans say nothing. That's America and the other country were ripping off Guyana and saying nothing. Cause that's what they used to do with black people. Come on, bro. When we gonna wake up, bro? When we gonna wake up, man? Come on, man. You gotta listen to programs. Black people listen to Dr. Heinz. Listen to Dr. Heinz programs. Listen to the programs and that Mark Benskop, all these fellas that enlighten us, to educate us for what on, for our come to realization that enough is enough. And your viewers, y'all have a wonderful day. Happy weekend.
Good morning, Kadaki. We need the Rasper here. 100% behind you. We are hurt. We have the only parliament. We like what's going on in Guyana. But
Good morning, Kadaki. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. You know, when you mentioned this morning about the what you said, the Canadian official statement, um, President Biden, while he was president a few years back, actually said something very similar, and where he said, and I'm going to paraphrase, he said that countries in South America and Latin America, Central America, the reports that people are being depressed and oppressed and taken advantage of by the governments in these countries. And he said that the US and other Western developed countries would be willing to back those people. But not in those words. He also said that they can do nothing unless these people do something for themselves. That's what I understood what he said. Right? So people, and I mentioned this before, what he said. So the message there is that people, Guyanese people I'm talking about now, black people I'm talking about now, poor people I'm talking about now, needs to stand up and push back. And when I say stand up and push back, I don't mean not only talking, not only the courts and all these kind of things. We need action, militancy, and especially the youths. I'm speaking to here that because the thing is that the Guyana belongs to the youth because a few years from now, most of us grown folks, we wouldn't be here. And you are the ones, the youths would be the ones who would be here facing the fire. And the PP agenda is to rule this country for years to come. So if you decide not to stand up and push the youth I'm talking about, if you decide not to stand up and push back against what is going on right about now, you're creating a bigger cesspool for yourselves. So look at take examples of other places where the youth have stood up and they've had changes, right? So we need especially the youth because they have not only they have youth, they have the energy, and again this is especially for them because they're the ones who they will be fighting for because they're the ones who's going to be here. And if they don't make things different right now, if they don't start making a foundation for themselves, they're going to be going through worse and their generations. So youth Black youths, y'all need to get up, stand up, and push back against this physically. Yes, there will be sorrows. People can bleed, but so be it, because that's what the government is looking for, and that's what they're doing right about now. And that's the only thing that is going to make things different for us in Guyana. And finally, these are my opinions. It has nothing to do with anyone else, including Mr. Amsterdam. But we need to push back against this situation physically. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Kadaki. Good morning to all the viewers. Now, Kadaki, you know where I said I'm not identifying myself. You will know who I am. When I stand at border, I have the same problem with parking. This parking problem does not only affect the citizens in business areas, even to our own people who drive cars and different vehicles. They feel that they have a right to park anywhere they feel like parking. And I agree with you, because the police would pass right there and see cars on the pedestrian crossing. They would pass and see cars blocking the passageway to the pave. They would pass and see vehicles blocking paths where the older folks have to walk, and the police does nothing about it. Where I am selling, there's a passageway to come onto the page. Most of the persons that go to border post office are elderly people. They go to collect pension, whatever business, and they have to cross that pedestrian crossing. They have to come over that little bridge to the page. Many times I have to come out from my stall. I have to go out there and help a lot of elderly people. Some of them blind, some of them can't walk properly. They have walking stick, and you have to. I go out there to help them to cross over, because persons are parking their vehicles anywhere. I park my scooter outside on the road. And many times I end up in a lot of problems with people. They come to park their car on the pedestrian crossing. And I have to tell them, you're a driver. You're not supposed to park your car on the pedestrian crossing. Up to yesterday, one called me a cross, all kind of thing, because I told him that. This parking situation in Guyana, the police, the traffic police, need to get a curb on it. Whether you're supposed to park or not supposed to park in a certain zone, a certain area. I commend you, your attitude with the pastor, but I think that is past and gone, and that needs to become history. I want to speak about the Canadian ambassador. Even the EU, throughout all the years, have been giving Guyana recommendations, reports. They keep coming at every election. And it's amazing that Guyanese are not waking up. These people are not coming out raw to tell us, look, the PPP is rigging all these elections. The PPP is doing this or the PPP is doing that. But the report is showing blatantly what is happening. Sometimes I wonder how educated we are. How educated we are that we can allow a few persons to trample us. What's wrong with Guyanese? The Canadian ambassador is saying, get up off your ass, get up and move. What's happening with Guyanese? Demand your rights. We're all Guyanese. Everyone that is in leadership or in politics are Guyanese. We are all Guyanese. We have a right. Demand our rights and our comforts in our country. I want to go to another situation. You see, this situation with the Venezuelans in this country. I watch every day. I keep focus. Every time you see 2 Guyanese pass, you see 40 Venezuelans behind. And every day you see new ones coming, and they're coming with families, children. I sit and I watch them and I wonder what it is that is bringing these people here when Guyanese themselves are suffering. What it is that are bringing these people here? That is the big question. And that is supposed to be the question every Guyanese is supposed to be asking this government. Because when you're coming with families, it means you're coming to build a life. If we have 800,000 Venezuelans here, it means they will outnumber Guyanese. They don't have to invade us. We're already being invaded silently. They're getting jobs. The government is giving them jobs. The Chinese are giving them jobs. And suddenly we hear that Guyanese are lazy. The same Guyanese have been running this country since 1966. The same Guyanese that have been developing this country throughout all the years, working in public service, working in different areas, soldiers, police, firemen, were all Guyanese. The education sector was all Guyanese. Yes, we had a few Cubans coming time after time. Then now we hearing the Guyanese leave. They are paving a way for foreigners to come and get the jobs. They got rid of our nurses because they were complaining about the health sector. Now we have foreigners, no complaints. The foreigners just working along with the government. People are dying of simple sickness, simple things. People are going into the hospital and not coming out back. All these things Guyanese have to take note of. It is a systematic plan. PPP, it has a systematic plan, and it is going step by step. While Guyanese sit and wait for 1 or 2 persons to rise up. Even if Jesus didn't make it. I don't bash religion, but I look at reality. Even if Jesus came and didn't make it, when they put him on a cross, the people were still in poverty. The Romans were still oppressing them. So we cannot sit back and say, oh, Norton ain't doing nothing. Plenty of that Norton ain't doing nothing. Who is Norton? Norton is just a mere man. Oh, Kadaki only talking. Oh, this body only talking. But if we sit down and wait, then nothing will happen. I could remember, I think it was 1997 elections, when we went out in front of Mr. Hoyt's house. I was there with actually 200 persons. We were in front of Mr. Hoyt's house all night until he came out. And that is what started that protest, the biggest protest they ever had in Guyana. The biggest protest. Until now, we have never had a protest of that magnitude. Guyanese need to rise up. We need to rise up spiritually and physically. I've said over and over, this battle is not a physical one alone. It's a spiritual one. And if we fight in the battle with Jesus and we are not winners, we got to look for another warrior to fight this battle. We cannot fight this battle with a warrior that is not in our favor. We got to go back to our lineage to fight this battle. Peace, love, and light.
Thank you, caller.
People just be wise. Believe in yourself. The future generation depends on you. Hey, show a little love in your heart.
Blessings to you, my brother.
And let the people know there's stand up in a Babylon and defend the truth. Me nah go sit aside and watch Babylon and keep it. I've got a strong reggae beat and a mic in my hand to lead out the youth out of destruction and let the people know
right from wrong. Karaki, my contribution this morning, the kind of foolishness that going on in Guyana right now, the kind of dotishness and incompetence and corruption and these things. Karaki, all you have to have a national day, a strike. All you have to come together, form a force, come together and shut down this country by all means necessary. If the armed forces come to engage all here, Karaki, I don't want to say it, but trust me, let guns be by guns. That is my contribution. But all you have to do something. It doesn't make sense. This kind of shit for next 5 years. All get real, man. All get real. This doesn't make sense. It's too much of stupidness, Karaki. Too much of foolishness. All you have to shut down this place. All you have to bring them people on their knees. Have a good one.
Thank you for that voice note, and that was our final contribution for the morning. It's now 15 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour, and we're 15 minutes past program time. So those who didn't get to make their calls, or those who didn't get their calls answered, we did the best we can do. But I don't think you have done the best you can do. I checked, and one person contributed to the Cash App, 2 contributed to the Zen. Is that how you expect me to have a problem-free rollicking weekend? That's your contribution. That's my value to you. Y'all have a good one. Goodbye. If you can, be good, be safe. Richie Spice, Gideon Boots.
We'll get a blessing from above. We'll get a blessing from above. Hey, think about the hungry, think about the naked one. Hey, think about the fatherless and the motherless. Think about the gun you sent out coming back at you. Oh, yeah. Hey, think about the next generation to come. I need a Gideon boot and a khaki suit. To stand up in the Babylon and represent the truth. Alright, I know me now go stand around and keep me mouth from you. I need a tune where they beat with a mic in my hand.